Welcome back to another episode of Flagcap Arnie punching low inters in the face, and today we are on Cairn, which is like Comet, but I think it's a bit bigger, and it makes use of the space of the map a lot better without denying too much of it to the space. Ironically called space. But it gives you these nice islands and gives a lot back to the players there while keeping the aesthetic. And even this like crater texture sort of gives a nice hilly feel without actually adding the hills and denying building placement. So it's really nice. And you'll see the patches of ore, nova, sometimes carbon, just some sort of flat space. But it would really help to deny some of the map out if things actually got to late game. Maybe you could get spaceports down on some of these, I don't know, but we'll see what the players decide to do if it does go long, but this map has a lot more potential to go long than Comet does for sure. And getting into the teams here, we've got Atomic Soup here in the teal, playing the Republic, and on his team we have Arnie here in the pocket position, in the yellow with the Rebel Alliance. And then lastly on this team we've got Esty here in the blue, playing the Imperial Remnant here, and we've got two Minox here, juicy start there. And on the other side of things we've got Hero in the purple. He's got two Minox as well, playing the Resistance in the pocket position. And his right, the wing here, is going to be Parappa in the green, playing the Trade Federation. And lastly on the team, we've got Ashman, the lucky Ashman here, in the orange, playing the New Republic, tucking into a Minox there. So looking at the food on this map, we do have nerfs here in the nursery, so up to about 5 or so. Which is, it seems very mounty focused, to be honest. You've got like a crazy low distance, you've got a really low amount of nerfs, but you're going to put them in a nursery, right? And there was some couple of Minox and stuff for some of the players, but they don't seem like a super consistent spawn for everyone. I see some getting like 2, some only maybe getting 1 near that they've lured with their scout. I see that Arnie here is surging forward to this like group of Minox to put like a food processor down. But he's unfortunately having to bash down this Vapid with his workers, which is going to really curb down their efficiency. So not choosing the best carbon here, where half of it's going to be ore. That seems grim. But I do wonder, there seems to be a lot of Minox spawns on the islands. I don't know if that's like intentional part of the map scripting, or they are stealing some of the Minox spawns away from the mainland for some of the players. Unsure, but it could be affecting the balance a little bit there. I do see that they seem to have a very heavy lean to the edges here. You see Parappa trying to get this one over to the command center. What you could do though, since this is very good for mounties, as you can see, like because there's not really much food, players have to go into farms quite quickly. So there is a little bit of a window where mounties can be really, really good. If you do, see that Soup's maybe doing this, munching on the nerfs. Maybe you can even like munch them all, to be honest, if it's going to help you get like a really good attack off against your opponent. So if you ate all your nerfs, you could pretty much keep your command center going, you could get the mounties out, and then you could go straight into farming afterwards. And it's a low amount of nerfs, so it's not going to feel like super terrible over the course of the game. And you can see if we contrast where Soup is right now against this wing Parappa, he's got the troop center up already. He can almost get the power core. If he was paying attention, he could have started his Mountie and be like 10% by now. But not quite managed to get that, so it could come out even earlier. But you can see that with the way that things work out here, Parappa's going to start slamming down some farms, which means all this carbon's going to be tied up in the farms, and he's not going to be able to just get a troop centre as quickly as he wants. And then his carbon workers will get harassed by the Mountie. Yeah, Soup really mucking this up. He could get this a lot earlier, eh? Arnie getting the farms down here. It would have been cool to maybe see, since he's in the pocket position, it's probably the best spot to do some sort of early trooper recruit rushing. If he's got workers out here already, he could have maybe walled things out. If his power core and his troop centre could maybe go here, prefab shelter, and then he could just rally some trooper recruits down and find the carbon of Hero and put some pressure on that way. Hope that it really snowballs into something that he can take into the mid game. But does have rebels, which are going to be good on the farms, getting that food going. Once the farms are en masse, going to be a lot of farms to get up to T3. And that should be the first Mounties going across here. On the other side of things, do see Troop Centre down for Ashman, nothing for Esty as of yet. But this is a really bad rally from Soup because he just went through the command centre, and look what that's done to the health pool of his Mountie. He's lost pretty much over 70 of the health there. And letting Parappa wall his workers in. Light walls, though, do not do very well against Mounties, and this will buy him a little bit of time to get his carbon and stuff, but it does strand the workers here. So I kind of feel like Soup should just be going for this wall. And so far as he tanked more command center fire there, and he's basically 3 scout shots away. I don't know why Parappa actually backed off with the scout there. 3 shots and he kills that Mountie. And farm's going down. A little bit rubbish for Arnie having to run all his workers back there. There's like 5 of them or so. It's quite a jog for them, for the R2D2s. These guys look like they're in a bad spot here because this light wall is actually keeping them away from the carbon processor. I'm unsure if you can do the light wall trick on this and free that one up, and maybe it would fix them. I can't remember the rules for these carbon rocks or not. But it looks like he did throw his Mountie away down here, rather than keep the pressure on to Parappa. I feel like he should have just really went hard on Parappa. I don't see any like rallying the workers on the Nova to keep the Mountie production going. I think that's kind of a blunder from Soup, and I think he could have had a really, really dominant T1 here if he just kept making the Mounties, because look how long it's taken Parappa to get a solution. And he's kind of let him off the hook here. These guys are all completely idle, so you could just pretend that these workers at the moment are dead. That's the power core only going down now, Trooper Recruit only getting out. So yeah, I think Soup really should have just like eaten the rest of his nerfs, just kept the Mountie production going while he gets his farms down, and he could have really messed Parappa up here, because Parappa super got caught there. It's basically a build order loss really, having all those farms. And Trooper Recruit is going to clean this up. Soup letting him get that kill, letting him get rid of all that pressure. Sigh a breath of relief. And I don't know what Ashman's up to. Seems quiet over here. Trooper Recruits. I don't see a Mountie corpse or anything like that. Yes, he does have a bunch out though. I would expect Ashman to have rallied out one, but it doesn't look like he has. Still at 50 Nova. Then he is mining, so can I tell? Well, maybe he did. One Mountie probably made while he was unpowered, and maybe it died, and that's why we've got Trooper Recruits here. Didn't quite catch that. ASD looks pretty solid enough here. It's got quite a nice base as well. And that's a really healthy carbon cluster. You could do a little bit more though to close this out. Maybe you should have went like that, and just funnel the pathway through his command center. Alright, be looking good here. Doing a little bit of light walling here, kind of forming some foundations for a wall with carbon in his farms. Keeping this area as like his economy insulated away. Power Corp within range of the command center. Parappa double troop center, but still just Trooper Recruits. I'm kind of surprised that players have not actually just tried to walk them round, because the distance is so small. This would have been the time to do any sort of Trooper Recruit aggression with like a medic or something like that. Republic as well, that could have been a nice little follow-up for Soup here. He could have actually made use of that medic bonus that they've got, where it heals much faster. And some troopers coming in here. Don't have range, unfortunately. I hate that, where it says I'm on Soup, but I'm not. The range is on the way. Keeps them on box formation though, which is nice. It helps them all fire when you click on things. Unfortunately, this guy not getting the memo here, running towards the command center for some reason. These guys forced away, but you should get 2 or 3 kills here, I believe. 2. And quite a lot just left here at the carbon, and this is really bad for Parappa. He's getting caught here. That'll be 3 workers. We're going to get 4. We could go for 5. It's nice to get that. You could just focus these down and get like a decent sort of half trade, and then maybe if he goes for a follow-up attack, you know, naturally he's going to have a better economy than Parappa now with all those workers going down, so he could like look to overwhelm him eventually. Keep that momentum going. Lucky Ashman going straight for Arnie here, so sort of skipping Estate, and this is going to be bad. Going straight onto the Nova worker is going to get quite a few kills here. And that's really going to mess up what Arnie wants to do here. He's just hit T3 and he's trying to get his double air bases down. He's losing his Nova production, and that's really going to affect what he can do, you know, early T3 here. How many fighters he can get out while like building up his command centers and stuff. He's going to have to cut some corners. and even get knocked off his carbon as well. This is just super annoying, and it's going to give Hero a little bit of time to bounce back from that early bounty that Soup sent his way. Because his base does look a little bit shell-shocked in his economy. He's not really been rebuilding his farms here, he's sort of saving that carbon, but only one air base going down. I mean, if we have a look, I feel like he's going to be super behind Arnie here at the moment. Well, it doesn't look too bad. Is he saving his money? What's he up to? Is he making a strike mech? Doing a lot of walling. Maybe just not using his spaceport. If you look, he's got a lot of food and a lot of Nova, but only one airbase. And he really could have been capitalizing on, you know, this opportunity that Ashman's given him here. And now he's actually at risk of Arnie coming surging across with his fighters, and you know it's going to be 2v1 because he's only got one fighter production at the moment. And it doesn't seem like he's in a rush to get two fighter production because he's only got one, now two workers building this. Two come across, could end up at his ore, knock him off. Did this guy wall himself in? Don't think so, he's just idle. And a little bit of a trooper trade here. Parappa did try to get him Nova, but Soup's having none of that at the moment. Double turret's going to have to come down for Parappa. Did use his light walls here, but not really interested in maybe closing out his base with them at the moment. Kind of distracted, and Arnie getting straight on top of him here when there's not going to be any anti-air. And unfortunately for him, as we said, Hero didn't have the fighter production right now, and it's going to cost them. This is enough to pretty much spawn kill any of the, you know, anti-air troopers that pop out right now. See? Bam. One shot. Soup does snipe those, or rather, Hero does snipe those of Soup's. But again, there's a few more workers, and, you know, Arnie can just posture this and go kill them. He'll just take the trade if he's paying attention. I think he probably should have just surged forward there. Nah, that's bad to lose the two. He should have just taken the trade, I think. I think he could have killed all three or two of them, minimum. Ashman's looking alright. Quite a neat little base here. Everything quite well insulated and garrisonable. Arnie now properly online, getting all his fighters out as he wants. Hasn't actually gone back on Nova though. Oh, he did. That's up here. He's changed his Nova. They're sharing the Nova now. Interesting. Hero looking at counter-attack. He's going straight to the Nova here. Getting caught in that prefab shelter though, and there's actually anti-air troopers in the neighborhood. Neighborhood watch right here. They just completely shot at the wrong one though. That was very lucky. And this is the problem for Parappa, right? He's torn, he's getting these anti-air troopers out right now. You can't really protect this quadrant of his base because Soup's not really had the pressure on him. The fighter's a little bit of a skirmish here, but I think Arnie coming out ahead there, and Hero pretty much just playing catch up this whole game now. Got mounted a little bit early. Only had the one air base. That was super preventable though. I feel he should have used the spaceport. Make sure he gets his... I think everyone that's playing this role pocket, the air, if you don't have the carbon, buy the carbon. It's much better for you to constantly be making fighters so that you can protect your wings, create opportunities, not fall behind. It's going to do so much better for you and your teammates rather than you just building them one at a time and then watching your wing just die to air. Esty coming here with some strikes, takes a grenade shot there. Ashman kind of lacking the turrets here when you get into this choke. And these guys are going to take advantage of that. You should maybe just kill all the troopers. Kill the Grens, kill the anti-air troopers, make him a bit more open to harassment from his pocket. Should be pretty easy for you in the pocket position to pretty much give everyone a nice little visit with your fighters on this map because of the rush distance. You know, it's quite a small map really in this central crater or asteroid area. Nothing happening right now. The strike mech getting a little bit of damage. You're kind of waiting for a nice big collision between Hero and Arnie here. Arnie paying another visit to Parappa. Seems to be his favourite wing to come and see. I really wish that Hero just had the balls to go in. He'd get so much damage on Arnie. He's almost psyching himself out. He's running backwards. It's like he's afraid he's just going to lose his fighters. I think they do need to be a little bit more bold. When you're the underdog player here, you should be a little bit more bold here. Like he can't get over here right now. He's out of position. He needs to go and do some damage somewhere. Maybe he can like start rallying here and be like, you know, just hold up. I'm going to rally some fighters, then he'll come over. But if he's out on the map here, when that happens, he knows that most of Arnie's fighters are over here. So you see Arnie trying to defend with his newer ones here. And Heroes just be taking the trade, just micro these down. You know, try and use your enemy pocket's wings against them, right? You go in, you do the damage, you bait them into, you keep an eye on things, you try and bait them, see them coming, and then try and take an advantageous trade. And this is great, gonna get these Nova workers here, keeping Arnie down. Arnie coming in, he's gonna be forced and compelled to fight here, and this is when Heroes should just be clicking, right? Go for the trade. Patrol or just, you know, click them down. Because he's still making fighters, right? This is gonna be all the fighters that Arnie's got right here. Arnie feeling a little bit pressed here. Now he's going to have the hill advantage, unfortunately, on that. That's a very deceptive one. But you can see hill just barely. So that's a nice pick up there for Arnie. Who's going to be... I guess they're a little bit about even. He's maybe 4 fighters ahead, I think, in total. I don't like this straight ahead here with these fighters now, though. This is how you make things worse, I believe. Because it's pretty easy to take this trade with just a small amount that come out. And see Arnie is actually dropping another airbase here. Because he's feeling it's pretty scrappy. He's losing a lot of his fighters. So going to benefit from having that third element of production. And now that the economy's up to scale as well, right? Lucky Ashman being harassy here with a strike mech. Pretty good. And a little bit of a canal army here from Soup with some anti-air troopers. Getting the deeps in here. Parappa's still really struggling to get back into this game because he's really had a bit of a bullying. That's the most Ashman thing I've seen. 1 heavy bounty. 2 MDs. Getting into Arnie's base here and they've been really annoying. And what it's great for here is it's soaking up the attention and it's giving Hero the vision to come here and get onto this really exposed Nova. And it is exposed because it wasn't his first choice, right? It's right over here. There's no garrison point for those workers. And that's going to keep Arnie down a hell of a lot here. I mean, look at the economy. This is normally the time when we would be thinking about going to tech level 3. We've only got 100 food. No chance. So the team really working well there to keep Arnie down. And Parappa actually biting back here. Esti's still raiding things here on this side. Got a few mounties trying to find a window here while Ashman's attacking his pocket. Those mounties looking to maybe grab one of these mech destroyers, knock it down, and then rely on the strikes for the damage. Seems like quite a few workers died over here. Ashman still... he's got 3 command centers, but he still feels very one base-esque at the moment. And you see these guys getting on top of here. I think they're going to kill this mech destroyer. Oh, that was lucky. That guy ended up quite far away from the MD. Could die to the strike mechs though. Pretty low. A lot of fighters here. And here Soup got a ton of anti-air troopers. Hero's looking pretty good at home though. I look at his economy. He's feeling a lot better off here, and he's on his way to T4. He's halfway there. Yeah, this is not good for them. Arnie, maybe he needs to go and like take a trade or something. You can see how all that together has really mucked things up. Maybe try and cut some corners soon, but like, there goes the research center. I feel like he's a couple of minutes behind where he'd really want to be. Just because of all that trading and then the Ashman attack. Kind of twice Ashman's really held Arnie down here. And getting on to Parappa here and actually getting quite a lot of kills. That's at least going to open him up to more damage from Soup, but I think Soup would have been great to maybe get some pressure onto a Hero here in the middle. And to just take advantage of how behind Parappa is. Because all these anti-air troopers, would be quite potent with a push. Hero hitting T4 now. Yeah, even Arnie is saying Jesus there. That might be GG. Yeah, that's feeling bad for them, right? It's kind of, the game's kind of gotten away from them. With everything that's going on. Este though, going with this Fortress on Ashman, right on the ore, it's going to be really nice. Just tanking the command center here with the units, it's going to deny the sea. This is quite a good fort. It hits the farms as well, denies all this resources, forward facing, locks this area out, locks the CC out completely. Pretty damn good fortress. And just sends enough workers to just completely build it. It's like in Age of Empires when they're just going to make a castle and it's like it's guaranteed to go up, you know. And this is going to feel kind of bad when your army is 90% anti-air troopers and Parappa hitting T3 and pumping out a lot of strike max here. I'm maybe going to try and raid his way back into things here. Do have heavy trooper tech, but it's just not enough, and I don't see any grenadiers with the army. So, where are the fighters? Did they take a trade? Am I blind? Oh, he's just sitting in his base. Yeah, Hero kind of needs to be out in the map. He doesn't even need to like fully commit to the raiding, but he should just be dancing about with his fighters. Now he's fast fighter. And oof, why is he here and not just straight onto Arnie? Look at Arnie. How many turrets and stuff he's building? That's 5. This is almost a kickstart base with the 5 turrets. He's on the way to T4, and Hero's just letting him get back because he's ran over to this Este push here. And it's almost like that, what you realise what he's doing there as he goes over. He needs to be like raiding the Nova of Arnie, keeping him down. Like effectively what he could be doing here is raiding this spot, locking Arnie out of resources, try and keep these fighters mostly alive just to raid workers, and then he could just switch into Interceptors right now at home, and then start bringing them over. And then using them as a tool to keep the fighter count low, right? Like, this doesn't feel good. Arnie's almost T4 though, and he does have the resources to get the upgrades. I'm actually kind of surprised they had the fighters in the base here, because what Hero's going to want to do is take the trade with them right now. Chase them down. And it would have been really nice if there was a group of Interceptors, because they're a lot quicker, and they could just be like chasing these down while he's raiding. And then after that point, if you got the dominance, you could go into bombers or something, or attackers or something like that. You could just go full air, I think, on this map. Since just such a small distance. Arnie coming over here. And he needs them away from these. Always going to get the power core. Just focusing it down with the fighters. Advanced fighter damage. Arnie preparing his A-Wing upgrades there for the Interceptors, but he's going to have to rely on his teammates to sort of keep things going for a little bit and hope that Hero can't just outright kill him here. And even the strike mechs coming in here as well. I'm surprised he's not actually just GG. That's got to feel really bad. They are rebels, but no fortress, and you can really rely on a speeder here for these. MD only, and it would get focused down. Kind of redundant, to be honest, Parappa being here. The fighters do enough. Trying to raid Ashman here, lost the rest of the fighters, or maybe they got chased down by these fighters, new ones that have been built, but Hero super ahead here. Soup though, getting a fortress down, inspired here by Este's play. Este forced the fortress here from Hero. I feel like this is just almost a mistake to just pay attention. I think he should have just like kept the pressure here on Arnie. Now Arnie's mining again. Hero could have just sat here with all of his air forever. It's a mistake. He's letting him get back in. He's going to let him mine. He's going to let him get these nice Interceptors out with rebels. They're full upgrades. He's got armor. He's got the A-Wings upgrade. They're pretty cheap as well. And he's going to come across and he can start like helping his wings now. He can rely on that 6 range and like he can try and micro these. She could like shoot twice, maybe move back. Try and get the tempo down for that. Get better trades. And Ashman and Parappa are really not in the best spot. This is kind of hero to bottle things. He's going to bail Ashman out here with his cannon. Knocking down that fortress. What is Ashman up to? He's looking really shell-shocked. Looks like he's not even playing. 3 workers there. Down to 21 workers, man. That's really low for this point in the game. And Parappa, 42. Like, where are we at? I expect everyone to be much lower workers than they usually are, but Arne 69, that's nice. 88 here for hero. 58 Soup, 47 Parappa. Ashman, he only got to 37 and now he's down to 21. Nah, Arnie's only about 60. Still though, Rebel Farms, he's kind of got everything he needs. He can just keep making workers, keep making interceptors. He's still making fighters here, hero. I think he needed to just go for that 1-1 balance of fighters and interceptors. Because look at how they can trade. Like, because he's not paying attention, only half the control group's coming forward based on their, like, targeting. Like, that's really good for him. And he can keep going. He's got access to Nova. Access to food. He could eventually get back on ore, get his turrets upgraded too. But right now, the interceptors are the big focus. Because he has to help his teammates out. Yeah, I think this is a mistake from Hero. I think he shouldn't have let Arnie back in the game if he wanted to win this. I mean, even now, with him being here, this base is still not mining. And this one's dead. It doesn't make a difference, really. He's got a wall here, he's got a fortress here. Ashman just needs to boom back the way. And Hero could have forwarded up here, pressured Arnie, and then pressured Este that way, and then, things would thin out here, and then Ashman could eventually deal with it. And again, look how well they'll trade. Why are we... We look like a vanilla player who's playing EF for the first time, basically. Like, keep making fighters, it's like, they don't know what the Interceptor is. He probably just thinks this is an A-Wing, That's what the vanilla player would be like. Be like, oh yeah, fighters do well against A-Wings. Some batteries here reinforcing the position. Has he got more batteries there than he has in his economy? Yes, but none in the eco. Oh man. Oh, there we go. We've got some interceptors now. That's a lot better. Again, look how comfy Arnie is right now. Getting back into things. Going back onto this Nova with all these workers. Finish this one off. Get back on the ore. A little bit of a team meeting in the chat there. They're saying they're not giving up. Arnie trying to take a fight here. Not sure he wants to right now. It's going to be a nice game for him though, the way this is shaping up. Just come back here, because it's almost going to enter some sort of position where it's Interceptor versus Interceptor. A cool differential that Hero could go into while being ahead would be like AA mobiles on the ground, since he can get full upgrades for those. It might be like a better way to pivot things into, the favour of his Civ there. Like switch it into mech, AA mobile, and then just Interceptor. Because if this goes down to Interceptor, Arnie's going to be, better suited, having the extra little differential upgrade. And even if you lose like your interceptors, when you're fighting interceptors, they don't look down anymore, so your workers are okay. And your teammates as well are okay. Not really much happening here. Fortresses are strong in T3. Like, probably need cannons, each player. Trade getting set up here for Hero. Really working hard to bring the Ashman back here. Ashman got some air speeders. Maybe not the best thing to go into right now in this game. With such a heavy interceptor presence. The Vapids. Does anyone get holocrons? One. We've been there. It's only one holocron, I think it's just for soup. It does get the bonus. There's 2 out on the islands that I can see. The rest must just be on the map. Not much scouting in the islands, eh? Does anyone even know they exist? that's both teams' vision of the outer part of the map. This hovercraft expanding their horizons 10 billion fold. That's cool. Get the shield on those. And on these, that's really nice. 160 shield. That's pretty huge. That's a lot of traders though. I worry for him if Arnie wins any of these interceptor trades. That could be devastating, those getting shot out the sky. Where are we at with T4s? Hero, Soup, and Arnie. So Soup can start putting the cannon pressure on. Hero's helping out though here though, with the fortress. He's certainly playing a good game of helping the wings out, Hero. I just feel he actually could have, if he just focused hard on Arnie, he probably could have won the game. Like then and there. They could still do it though, for sure. But if any mistakes are made, Arnie will jump on those, I believe. He's definitely got the experience to secure a win here if things don't go as expected. This is bad if he gets onto these workers here on the Nova. Arnie showing up with his interceptors from this side, taking advantage of these guys spreading out. But the 2 of them did go into the Nova there. A lot of workers going to die. Destroyer droids harassing here as well. Get countered here by the Master though. And they do okay damage, but the Master's he's got the armor. All of this fighter's going to die here. Workers did die. Hero at the moment doesn't really have the Nova to build anything. He's waiting on this trade getting online here. Alright, he's starting to get out on the islands. He's found some Nova up here. That's going to be really nice for him. And his opponents probably don't even know those workers are there, because they don't even know about the islands. Some Grenadiers here are going to be great against these. I mean, they are high health MDs, but they don't get that last armor upgrade. They don't get the last damage. Rebel Grand's pretty strong, 75 HP here. They get some nice upgrades. Shield to double their health. And Hero's momentum kind of dying down now. Cannon's not actually involved at the moment. Soup about to remind them they exist. Yeah, this team's kind of boxed in, right? Like against the edge here. Just doesn't feel they've got much space for their eco. Trade started for Arnie and Soup here. I would like to see some adjustment later, if it does go later, to get some spaceports down on these highlands maybe. That looks pretty comfy. Really cool to see turrets on the islands as well. A lot of grands here. The best option for resistance, I think this would be the heavy artillery. That way the grenadiers can't ruin things. I don't think the strike max are going to be good enough. Unlikely to rely on fighters to kill them off too, because of the Interceptor presence. Master going to come in here and let them know that only Soup is allowed to have cannons. Hitting the shield there. Hero about to lose this fortress. Big skirmish here, we're surging forward, a few MDs frontlining, doing quite well while these grenadiers get some good damage. Looks like the shield generator was lost though just before this started, so a good time for Hero to try and push his luck here. Yeah, I really do wonder if Hero should just play pure air and just kept the pressure on. I think the transition's just, this is not like a good thing to transition to. Artillery would have been good. But, I mean, look at the grands, man. Look how much damage they take. Like 75 health. You don't get a last damage upgrade on the MDs. Well, they're just trading really well. Not quite got the Republic repeaters out yet. Now Hero's got a bit of a problem. He hasn't got enough farmers. 30 or so. Food's kinda low. His economy is like really good for artillery too, right? Carbon, Nova. The way it's set up. Repeaters are here, 60 health. Grab out a lot of bounty hunters and strike max. There's just no space though. This carbon's gonna run out soon as well. Sooner or later. We need more island landing. Where's the other team? Still not much presence out there. Interceptors coming out to raid. Hit those freighters. How much Nova gets denied here when they die? Ugh, my brain. Hero. Why can't I see? That's 50. He's coming back the way. Alright, 50. 50 Nova. That doesn't seem like a lot. I guess it's a short distance, right? This cannon doing work. They're really hard for them to punish it. And just strike mech bounty hunter. And then just like interceptors. Look at Ashman getting some New Republic heavy troopers out here. I think it'd be much better to just have gone into like Jedi or something, but I don't really see Ashman do those kind of things. Which really it makes him weaker when he plays civs that are quite reliant on those attacks. He needs to kind of get that into his repertoire. I think he favours making troopers way too much a lot of times, just when they're not very strong in the game. And that's feeling bad because they're about to get denied even more area and they're right up against the edge up here. And Arnie's, you know, he's sitting, plugging all the gaps in his economy, getting his traders out. He's going to be feeling pretty fine and back into the game now, and his score is getting up there. You know, soon be on par with heroes, and sneaking around the back, a couple of fighters and some interceptors. I think he's maybe after the trade again. And kind of checking all the islands to see if there's anything he can just snipe. I guess use the few fighters to kill the workers, and the interceptors will zone everything else out. Yeah, it looks like he's kind of scouting out, seeing if there's any hidden workers. Let's see, using the masters to keep away their cannons while he just shells everything down here. New fortress, but not going to last long. Not unless there's a good alternative here. Hero and Arnie pretty much just proxy war fighting here. Grens are just so good though. Like, that's 150 health, you know? It's basically like a T3 Mech Destroyer. Without the bonus damage against them. From the MDs. And that's horrible. He just got caught out of position. But that's a ton of his traders just getting killed off, and well, you know, even if he loses these, it's kind of worth it, and the fighter's killing a few workers here as well, here and there. He's just on patrol, he's not actually even coming back, is he? He was patrolling back and forth here. He's still on patrol. Hero's not paying attention. The other actually forgotten that he's got interceptors. Now they're getting pressed by these grenadiers, and a few troopers coming in now, full upgrades, the repeaters, cannon coming out. They're going to start pushing back from that position. They're sitting here waiting. I don't think there's any traders left for them to kill. Coming back in here. These guys are still on patrol. Half of them going to connect here. But I mean, they're not going to hit the workers, so they're going to trade well. Win. You know, they're just stronger interceptors too. I don't know. Looking bad. I'm sure Hero will be kicking himself watching this, thinking, why didn't I just make sure Arnie was dead? Why didn't he put the nails in those coffin? Oh, 42 minutes, I've remembered I've got a cup of tea. Why didn't he put the nails in the coffin for him, you know? Rally Interceptor, Rally Bomber, or Rally Attacker, or Forward. Anything, just keep the pressure on him. There's more ways to help your wing than building an emotional support fortress in their base. These Grens are everywhere being a menace. This is like one of the comfier pocket civs in a 3v3 Rebels. You know, these nice support units, like so you've got the cannons, troopers, the interceptors. They can just chill in your teammates' shields and stuff. I'd say on this side they're definitely taking over though. Hasty getting back into the fray here with a couple of cannons and some Mech Destroyers. I mean, these resistance mechs are just, they're not really up to it. You know, Resistance has that kind of early game T4 blitz of... Oh, Parappa. He's actually killing a lot of workers here with these strike mechs. Soup complaining he's pretty much got no equal. This is very sneaky from Parappa out on the islands now. Getting some ore, some Nova. Ashman getting back there a little bit. But still only really adding heavy troopers here, which is really not good. And a V-wing. Like, I shouldn't really need to compare the two, but look at the difference between these troopers. 40 health, 75. Crazy rate of fire. 10 attack. 10 attack. Might need some speeders. Sprappa is going to start bleeding into Arnie's economy. He's going to end up mostly traders. Got Soup's really dying in the back here. This has really messed him up. Like, heavy strike mechs, you know, they're quite good against Republic. While that's going on, there are interceptors in the neighbourhood, but not paying attention at the moment. Hero getting some trooper kills here. But a good turret there from Este. Taking advantage. He's sort of crawling the turrets here, and that's really going to zone out a lot of Hero's influence here. And just give Arnie that little bit of support here. It might free up his interceptors to go and do something else as well. And yeah, speeders are out here to shut down these strike mechs. And I think Arnie is starting to move workers around onto the islands now. Got transport here, maybe waiting to go and deliver them off somewhere else. Well, that's got two of Este's workers in it. I used to pick these guys up because they've finished their mining assignment. Although he actually just needs to scout down, doesn't he? More Nova here. A lot of ground being gained, and I think every inch of ground in this map is, you know, quite pivotal, since there's very little space to boom backwards to. This is one of these classic super walled turrets that are not walls from a master, like here. That top corner, but some good cannon opportunism there. The speeder's going to come down and kill them off though. And speeder's going to be quite a menace against this this army. Heavy mech destroyers from Este. I don't think he's got his purple beams yet though. Still orange. Need those purple beams. There you go, that one's fully walled. God damn, Ashman hitting T4 at 1 hour 21. That's not been a good game on New Republic, no less. I mean, the rabbit would have been T4 for a good 15-20 minutes. A lot of heavy strike mechs back, but speeders are in the neighbourhood, and yeah, right on them. This is going to feel... I don't know if you can keep throwing this carbon away. There's very limited carbon, and this Civ is very reliant on those units. Particularly against Rebels, Republic, trooper-focused Civs. This is pretty much the point of like diminishing returns for raiding with the strike mechs. Like, he had his moment before the speeders were out, but now it's pretty much time to stop. Speeders are going to kill these so quickly. And trade feeling open again. Yeah, I don't know if there's really much here. We've just got a ton of strike mechs. We've got speeders that'll kill them. Ashman's still just not really in the game. He's only ever really made like a few heavy troopers. He was great in the early game, you know, what he did to Arnie and stuff, but then, like, since then, nothing really. As soon as that fortress went down, it's like largest army, 37 here. To be fair, this is lower, but at least it's mech destroyers, not heavy troopers. Nothing really here to stop them. What's Hero? How's Hero looking? We've got a lot of. It's not really pumping out the interceptors anymore. Where are these rallying to? Here. Krappa's getting absolutely terrorized at the moment with these. AC needs to calm down a little bit here. This is a good spot though for ACs. Again, trying to raid with strike mechs when we've got speeders. Like, these need to be pushing with A-mobiles and cannons. That's like one of the best compositions against these trooper civs. Ashman calling GG here. He's out. Parappa gonna call. Yeah, that's the team just gonna fold here. It doesn't look like they've had a good enough response to anything for a while. When it really looked like they were going to take that in the early game with Heroes, you know, T4, but just not keeping Arnie down as he could have. He had the tools to do it, and he let him get back in. And Arnie just hunkered down, built workers, built interceptors, and eventually got himself back up there. And you can see how the scores go now, because his units are super relevant to this point in the game, and Heroes are just not really good. Needs a better composition than that. But GG, well played to everyone involved, and I hope you've enjoyed that. If you like the content, please consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to get involved with these games, you'll find our GBG Discord down below. You'll find a link to voobly.com where you can play this game online. You'll find a link to the Expanding Fronts Discord, which is the mod that we're playing, which is kind of like the extended edition or whatever, or HD version of the game, or I don't know. It makes the game better, fixes a lot of stuff, adds civs. It's pretty fun. That's what we play now rather than vanilla. And if you want to support the channel another way, buy me a coffee. You'll find a PayPal link down below in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.